What's up, everybody, and welcome to Tino's Time Wrestling, the second episode of the Road to WrestleMania series. This is where I give you all my opinions, no filter, everything I feel about what's going on right now in the wrestling world, how I'm feeling about the Road to WrestleMania, Elimination Chamber, Hall of Fame, so much to get today, guys, on this Thursday afternoon. So thank you guys all for coming and spending it here with your boy Tino, as we're going to talk about everything. And as you guys saw, we're going to talk about Edge and Finn Balor, possibly in Hell in a Cell. We got Bautista going into the Hall of Fame, Ronda and Shayna going after the tag titles, and we also have NXT stand and deliver night one of WrestleMania, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, wherever you may be. We got NXT. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be going on WrestleMania weekend, guys. So if you have any questions, you got any concerns, how you guys feeling about everything, let me know how you guys are feeling. But I'm going to get into all the info that we have here, and then I'll get into the chat. I'll answer everybody's questions. I'll answer and see what everybody has to say. But guys, let's just go through everything real quick, and then we'll answer everybody's questions. So we're going to start it off with the rumor tag team championship match that we're supposed to be hearing. Apparently, according to the Wrestling Observer, there has been reports that WWE has secured Io Sky and Dakota Kai versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler for the women's tag team championships at WrestleMania 39. We have not seen Ronda in a while. We've seen Shayna kind of, do what she's been doing, the same stuff she's really has been doing. Nothing has really changed. But, this would be a very interesting match, I feel like, because I feel like, we've been kind of teasing it. And since WrestleMania 31, when Shayna and the Four Horsewomen from UFC came, and everybody thought we were going to get the Four Horsewomen from NXT versus the Four Horsewomen of UFC and everything, I've been waiting for them to tag. And if that's what they were going to do, I mean, I'm all for it, because the tag team division at this point, guys, needs every type of help that it could possibly get. So, I've been waiting for them to tag. I mean, it would be really good to see these four women go at it. And we obviously will just see what happens, because, we don't know what Bayley's doing. Maybe we see her versus Becky Lynch in some type of another match. Maybe, we'll talk about a match in a minute. Before we get into more than those, I wanted to talk about the Elimination Chamber, and we will talk about what's possibly going down at the Elimination Chamber that they teased on this past Monday. But Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler versus Io Sky and Dakota Kai at WrestleMania for the tag team championships, I mean, I'm down for it. And if they're going to bring up a couple tag teams like we've mentioned on other episodes from NXT, I mentioned it on the Sports Capital episode earlier this week, last week it was now at this point. I said that possibly they bring up Toxic Attraction. Obviously, that's not going to happen anymore, what we saw on Tuesday night. But maybe they bring up Katana Chance and Kaden Carter after they possibly lose the rematch that they're going to get. They're going to have a tag team match with Roxanne Perez and Miko Sakamura next week. But I'm just saying they could bring up these women still. We still do have the Elimination Chamber. But having Shayna and Ronda versus Io Sky and Dakota Kai, I think, would be a really good match for one of the matches at WrestleMania in a tag team match. The next thing, though, that we're going to talk about, speaking of the Elimination Chamber, let's go through what we have so far that's going to be going down at the Elimination Chamber. And then let's talk about a few rumored matches that we could possibly be seeing happening and everything like that. So we saw this past week, we saw the men's Elimination Chamber filled out. We saw Montez Ford and we saw Damian Priest win and qualify for this match. So that means the 6 men are now set for the Elimination Chamber on February 18th. We got Montez Ford, the Street Profits. We want the smoke, probably the biggest underdog. We got Bronson Reed, a heavy machinery guy that just wants to beat the hell out of everybody. We got Johnny Wrestling. Johnny Wrestling is going to be looking into the sky and trying to become the new U.S. champion. We got Seth freaking Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins bringing the drip to the Elimination Chamber. We got the man, what is he, the second or third person in Judgment Day? I don't even know. I feel like Finn and him are the same. So we got Judgment Day. We got Damian Priest. Will we see Finn and Dominic con the Dom by Damian's side outside of the Elimination Chamber? And then we got the United States champion himself, Mr. Austin Theory, the new Austin Theory, walking around like he owns the place. He's making references to the one of the greatest U.S. champions of all time. My God, Thugonomics, Word Life, Ruthless Aggression. You can't see me. The champ is here. This man is doing all types of things, guys, that I just feel like we're seeing Austin Theory versus John Cena at WrestleMania at some point. It's gonna happen, guys. We're gonna see this happen. And I don't know when it's gonna start, but it could possibly be after the Elimination Chamber, because I'll tell you, and I'm not going to tell you who I think is going to win, but I'm going to tell you that I do think that Austin Theory is not walking out of the Elimination Chamber. I got to save my prediction for the actual preview show, so I don't want to spoil it too much. But this is now the full field for the Elimination Chamber. I do think Montez Ford could have some type of like a Kofi Kingston type run that we saw him have a little bit ago, like when he had Kofi Mania and everything. What's up, Get Show? What's up, bro? Thanks for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it. If you got any questions, man, let me know. If you guys hear any noises in the background, we got some construction going on upstairs. So hopefully it's not too loud, but we'll get through it, everybody. So that is what we have right now for the U.S. Championship match. And obviously this pay-per-view is next week. We'll be doing the preview show next Thursday. And we'll be doing it and like we always do. We'll be coming here. We'll be previewing the show and everything like that. So make sure you guys come and hang out next week as we go and we preview the Elimination Chamber. We might actually replace the Road to WrestleMania episode number 3 and push it a week because we got to do the Elimination Chamber preview show. But we'll figure that out. Maybe we'll figure out the schedule next week, guys. But that's what we have for the U.S. Championship Elimination Chamber. Now let's talk about the Women's Elimination Chamber match to see who will go on to WrestleMania Hollywood, WrestleMania 39, to go on face Bianca Belair, the EST at WWE for the Raw Women's Championship. We get does nothing for Bronson Reed's chest. It really does not, Get you. It really does not. It's so funny, man. I could see him being a powerhouse in that thing. I would really love to see him do it. But in the Women's Elimination Chamber match, we have the returning Carmella, Crazy Nikki Cross, Miss Raquel Gonzalez Rodriguez, Asuka, Kana. I love that face paint, guys. I don't know how you feel about it, but I really love it. We have you only live once, Miss Liv Morgan. She's ready to show and she's ready to watch us. She wants us to watch her play some games in the Elimination Chamber. And then we have the hometown queen herself, all the way from Montreal. This is honestly probably why she's in the match. I didn't even think about it until they said it. But obviously the Elimination Chamber is in Montreal. You guys know Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Natalya, etc., are all from there. So I feel like that's part of the reason why she's in this match, because she's going to get a big pop. She's going to be that veteran leadership to help these women through the Elimination Chamber. It is still the Elimination Chamber, guys. You guys could say whatever you want about it, but it is still the Elimination Chamber, and it is kind of, something that you really don't want to mess with. So I think that that's part of the reason why she's in this and everything like that. But we saw the returning Carmella get in and advance. I really thought we were going to see Candice LeRae or Meacham. I really thought anybody else besides Carmella was going to win. But then why did I think that to myself? Because we've seen it happen with the returning superstars. This happened where they come back and they automatically win. So this is now the field set for the Elimination Chamber. And like I said, for the men, I'm going to save my prediction for next week's show. But it's nice to know now that we have the 6 women. We will also see, and speaking of these 6 women, so before I forget, because I actually wanted to show you guys, next week, we have ourselves a 6-woman tag team match. It's next week on Raw. We got Raw versus SmackDown, I guess, and I didn't even realize that there was 3 women from Raw and 3 women from SmackDown in the match. But, I mean, going back and watching the old Elimination Chambers, I kind of feel like this is what they've always done. But this week, we're going to see a 6-woman tag team match on Raw versus SmackDown. Who's going in the Elimination Chamber with some type of a thing, some type of momentum, And I feel like either way, this match is going to end in a 6-woman brawl, and we're just going to watch them go to commercial break brawling and beating the hell out of each other. So we will definitely have to see, guys. But 6-woman tag team match coming up on Monday Night Raw. Now, let's get into the next. Speaking of 6-woman tag team matches, let's talk about a women's tag team match that could be possibly happening at the Elimination Chamber after we saw what happened on this past Monday Night Raw with Bayley, Becky Lynch, and the returning herself, Miss Lita, Hall of Famer Lita, returned on Monday night to help Becky Lynch. And you guys know I just mentioned that Montreal, it's in Canada, Natalia's from Canada, Sammy, Kevin, and who is one of the best women's wrestlers of all time that is from Canada. I think she is a little Stratusfaction, right? So, guys, after what happened last week, this past Monday night, I am saying that we are going to be seeing this 6-woman tag team match at the Elimination Chamber. It's going to be Lita, Trish Stratus. We're going to get Team Bestie together. They're going to team up with the Man, and they're going to take on the three evil queens of the WWE right now. Damage Control, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Bayley. Chris, I know you love your girls, but I think that this 6-woman tag team match could be a banger in Montreal. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I feel like they are really building up and making Montreal feel like a really big show and a really big thing. And that's good. I mean, maybe they're bringing in too many big names. I don't know how everybody feels about them bringing in all these people. But, I mean, I don't mind it because it's WrestleMania season. I love seeing the old people come out, have a little showcase, stuff like that. If they could still go, I don't like the people that come out and can't do anything. And it's where, like, they come out, they can't really show, and they really can't put and do, like that. Perfect example, guys. We'll always go back to the Super Showdown match with the DX and the Brothers of Destruction. I don't want to see them go out there and do that. But if they can still go out there and wrestle, and what we saw Lita do on Monday, I think she can. And Trish Stratus is still in phenomenal shape. So 6-woman tag team match. We won't know if this is official, but hopefully not by next Thursday. We know what is going to happen with this match and if it will be official. But just keep in mind that tomorrow during SmackDown, the rest of the weekend, and Monday night, this is a match we possibly could see added to the Elimination Chamber. And the last thing I want to talk to do with the Elimination Chamber, because we will obviously have to see what happens, I wanted to talk about Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, because last time we talked, this match was not official. At least on the Road to WrestleMania series, it wasn't official. But it is now official. We're seeing Sami Zayn take on the head of the table, Roman Reigns himself. And I really don't think Sammy's going to win. And, I've mentioned it on other shows, and I'll say it again when I get to it. But we obviously saw that great promo that Paul Heyman and Cody Rhodes did, and that stuff got so personal that it was just like, holy shit, this is crazy. What are these guys doing? And So it's one of those things where I do not see Sami Zayn winning this match. I really do not. And I think that, I've said it on other shows, but if I have not said it, I want other people to hear it. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens winning the tag team championships as best friends. They've been best friends since childhood. And knowing that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have been best friends for that long, if you tell me that Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, two best friends since childhood that have been probably dreaming about this forever, they're going to go into WrestleMania, Hollywood, they're going to go and fight for the tag team championships. They're going to beat the longest reigning tag team champions, the Bloodline, the Usos, the team that's run the tag team division. They beat the New Day's record. If you tell me that that's not a great way to end the Bloodline storyline for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to win the tag team champions and hold the titles at the end of WrestleMania, hugging each other, that would be amazing. And I would be totally down for that. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, new tag team champions at WrestleMania, guys. I'm booking it. I'm calling it. It's going to happen. And I think that people that think, obviously Sami Zayn is going to win the world title, not saying that it couldn't happen down the road, but I just don't see it happen at WrestleMania. The way that WrestleMania has been getting personal with Cody and Paul Heyman and everything, it's going to be Cody and Roman. It's going to be that at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, it's going to be that. It's just going to happen. But Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, winning the tag titles against the Usos, best friends since childhood. I was talking to a couple of my best friends. I said, guys, I was like, hell yeah. I wish we would have been the New Day. That would have been so cool. But for people thinking that Sami Zayn is going to go on to main event WrestleMania, he's not taking Cody Rhodes' spot. He's going to be in a tag team match because if you take Sami Zayn and put him in the WrestleMania match, what are we doing with Kevin Owens and the Usos? Nothing. So, Sami Zayn, Usos, Kevin Owens tag team match, WrestleMania, book it, set in stone. We'll see what happens though, guys. So I just wanted to mention that with that, but I think this match is still going to be good. Sami's going to have a couple near falls, and it's going to be a good show. But I just think that, everybody just needs to realize and expect Sami Zayn to lose and watch Jey Uso be with the guy that causes them, because we still don't know if he's showing up on Friday night tomorrow. They have a SmackDown Championship match, so we will definitely have to see. And speaking of the Elimination Chamber, I didn't want to mention this until after, but the person that, we could see possibly win the Elimination Chamber is Johnny Gargano. What if we see Johnny Gargano win the Elimination Chamber, go and get the U.S. title, and have Ciampa go and face Johnny Gargano at WrestleMania for the U.S. Championship? I'm just saying that it could possibly be happening. It could be a thing. So I just wanted to mention that little thing about the U.S. Championship, because we could possibly see Johnny Wrestling win and go on. We haven't seen Ciampa. I feel like more likely we'll wait and see Ciampa after WrestleMania season, but it's just a thought if they were going to add Ciampa to the WrestleMania picture. So I'm just saying, Johnny Gargano, Ciampa versus Tommaso Ciampa, I'd watch that over and over again. So now that we have went over the Elimination Chamber and everything like that, before we get into some of the rumored matches for WrestleMania and everything like that, I want to read some quotes that has happened in the last few weeks the last week, I should say, by a bunch of superstars. We got Bautista, why he wants to go in the Hall of Fame. We have Bautista saying why Triple H was so important. So I found some quotes that I thought was really good that I just wanted to share with you guys. And let's start off with Seth freaking Rollins and Logan Paul, because Seth Rollins was on the Pat McAfee show. Shout out to Pat McAfee show and everything like that. Obviously, I don't know Pat McAfee and everything, but I just saw this and thought it was a good quote. But, because I feel like this is the match we're leading to with Logan Paul and Roman Reigns, or Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, I think it's going to happen. But on the Pat McAfee show, Seth Rollins, he doesn't want Logan Paul in my business. If you're going to leech off of it and you're going to take it from me, he doesn't want him in his business. And he said, and he's trying to heat up the rivalry. And he also mentioned that he feels like Logan Paul hasn't really done a lot. And he hasn't, because everybody's impressed by Logan Paul, and he has. But, Seth wants a little bit more. So I think, them Logan Paul eliminating Seth in the Rumble, the way stuff has been going on social media, Seth going on the Pat McAfee show and saying a bunch of stuff. I definitely go listen to that if you have 20 minutes. It's a really good listen. But obviously I can't show you guys on here. But Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, I think is a very good match that we could possibly see and most likely are going to see at WrestleMania. I see 5 people in the chat. If you guys got any questions, let me know. How you guys feeling so far? Are you guys enjoying this episode? I know it's a lot of information sometimes, so I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out here. Let's get into the next thing, and it's our guy, LA Knight. He's talking about how he would have loved to have a match with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And guys, imagine LA Knight and Stone Cold Steve Austin in the ring together. LA Knight went on to say this, though. A match with Austin, hell yeah, you're talking about making a big noise on a big stage. And with another big name, you can't do anything bigger than that. Imagine those promos. Imagine LA Knight and Stone Cold Steve Austin going after each other. That stuff would be so entertaining, and watching these two guys would be so great. Stone Cold, I don't think he's going to wrestle this year. Obviously, he's working out and he's getting in shape and everything like that. But I don't see the man himself, Stone Cold Steve Austin, wrestling this year. It was just a pipe dream and maybe your boy Tino's fantasy booking and stuff like that. But, yeah. So, the next quote we got here, though, is from Cody Rhodes on The Rock. Cody Rhodes said on Daily Mail that with all the respect in the world to one of the GOATs, The Rock, it looks like the options we have here within the roster and are even better because of the stories that are happening. One story about finishing something that started in 1978, 7 years before I was even born, and another story of really the tragedy of being welcomed into the bloodline and then what you saw unfold. So obviously, Cody Rhodes feels like with everything going on, the storylines, the builds, everything like that, he feels like we don't really need Rome or The Rock. And obviously, we don't need The Rock and everything. And it would be nice to see The Rock wrestle WrestleMania this year. And it would make the most sense in the world because it is in Hollywood. He's the biggest name in the world. He's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He's the man. If you get some man, what Tino is cooking, The Rock is cooking and everything. But it looks like we will have to possibly wait. He said that he would leave the door open for WrestleMania 40, but I don't know if that's going to happen with that, and we will just have to see. But I wanted to share this quote because I thought it was interesting to see what Cody Rhodes had to say about the situation because, like we all did expect, we all expected The Rock to show up at not WrestleMania, at Royal Rumble. So it did not happen, and I don't know if we're going to see The Rock. I mean, The Rock did show up at the Grammys. It just seems like The Rock showing up everywhere but WWE. But we just want to see you, guy. We miss you. So everybody, I see Chris in the chat. Chris, leave any questions if you got any concerns. We'll get to them after we go through all this information. We're almost done with all the info, guys, and then we will be going into and we'll be talking about everything and answering everybody's questions. So keep dropping them in the chat. But let's go into what Bautista had to say about the game, Triple H himself. We saw, and we will be going back and reliving the WrestleMania throwback series. We'll be going back and rewatching Triple H versus Bautista at WrestleMania 20 when we saw that great rivalry and Bautista turning on Evolution and everything like that. Can't wait to watch that WrestleMania. Can't wait for you guys to join me. Anybody in the chat wants to come and join me on a watch along for that WrestleMania throwback, let me know. Get Show, anybody else in the chat, let me know. DM away. Just let me know if you want to join. But Bautista said, as far as the business goes, Triple H, he's the smartest guy he's ever met in my life. He made me who I am and who I was and who he was responsible for in my career. Bautista has made and said that, Triple H is that guy, and Triple H is pretty much the guy that will be, and he's the guy that should be in charge. Carlito, I saw your question, bro. We will get to the questions after we go through all the info. So make sure to stick around, man, as we are almost done with all the info. We got about 3 or 4 more slides, and then we'll get to the questions. Or okay, I lied, 6 more slides. But we're almost there. 2, 4, okay, 5, okay, 6. Yeah, 6 more slides, guys. We almost there. Just trying to, I want to share all this with you guys. But Batista saying that, and he said that who he was, and he was responsible for his career. And I cannot wait to see that these two I can't wait to see Batista go into the Hall of Fame where he rightly deserves. And we all know one day Triple H will be in there too. But speaking of Batista in the Hall of Fame, Batista had to say about it on the Comic-Con book. He said, I hope I get the call for the WWE Hall of Fame this year, but I can't say for sure. I can't say that I'm trying. He says that he's trying. So that's good because we do need to see Bautista in the Hall of Fame. Obviously, we were supposed to see it happen a while ago, a couple years ago, but then COVID hit and everything like that, and he didn't want to go in. And it would only make sense for Bautista to be the headline superstar for WrestleMania 39 in Hollywood, the Hall of Fame. He's made himself a big name in Hollywood. He's done the movies. He just came out with a new one that looks really good that I really want to watch, but I haven't been able to yet. So, Bautista, put your name in the hat, bro. Get yourself in the Hall of Fame. Show us your ring and show us why. Bautista, the animal himself, even though we didn't like Blue Tista, Animal Bautista, you still did your thing from 2005 and so on and so forth. And I'm so happy that you are. And you will one day be able to go into the Hall of Fame. And hopefully that is this year. And the last thing that I have about the quotes is, you guys remember Raw 30? If you guys remember Raw 30, we had that moment with Bray Wyatt and Undertaker after LA Knight tried to get in the way and everything. Well, Undertaker went on to say this, and he went on to share a little bit more of what he had to say, and he did say this on Sportsnet. I just let him know, too, that my phone's always on. And if he needs to talk to me about anything or run things by me, that's cool. I would be more than glad to share my experiences with him and hopefully share some light on maybe questions that he has moving forward. So, yeah, it was a cool moment, and it did exactly what I thought it would do. And, that's the thing. It's so cool to see these guys be able to go in there, have a conversation with these guys, have a thing, and just be able to do what they need to do and not have anything where they feel like they're going to be judged or anything like that. That moment with Undertaker is probably going to be one of those things that Bray Wyatt's going to remember forever. And like he said, it meant more to him. He said it on the Ryan Satin, the Out of Character interview that he did. He said that it meant the world to him, and he said that it was just something that he'll never forget. So just imagine having Undertaker's phone number. Like just picking up your phone and be like, what's up, Taker? You want to go and have a drink? I need someone to talk to. I need some advice. That's pretty much what Undertaker did for Bray Wyatt. That's really what he did. So Bray Wyatt, Undertaker, that's going to be so cool. Maybe we'll see a little bit of Undertaker incorporated in Bray Wyatt. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But I thought I share that quote with you guys today as it just came out a little bit ago. So now that I went over the quotes, we talked a little bit about the Elimination Chamber. We talked about Bautista in the Hall of Fame. I don't really know anybody else. Like, I can't think of anybody else on the top of my head. I don't even want to start thinking about people that were in like 2005 or 6 or something like that, because some of them are still competing and everything. I don't know who else could really go into the Hall of Fame. Obviously, Bautista. I feel like there should be like a cutoff. Like, you have to be retired for like 5 years, like football does. There should be some type of a cutoff, because I've like Edge is in the Hall of Fame, but he's still wrestling. Beth's in the Hall of Fame. She's still wrestling. Like, there's people that have been in the Hall of Fame, but then they come out and wrestle again. Like, I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. So it should be interesting to see as we continue. What are we, like 51 days away? How many days away are we, guys, until WrestleMania? I forget. I can't keep track. We're on February 9th. So we got like 30, like, I don't know, like 50 something days. If anybody knows, let me know. So, but let's get into, and now because I wanted to talk about a few things about WrestleMania, because as you guys know, WrestleMania week's going to be a huge week here. We'll be having Raw, NXT, SmackDown, the WrestleMania Night 1, Night 2, Stand and Deliver, the Hall of Fame show on Friday night. We'll have Tino's preview show. We're going to be doing a collection episode. We're going to be having a bunch of stuff go on that week. So now let's get into all of the news, the notes, the rumors, and everything that we could possibly be seeing in Hollywood. And the first thing I want to talk about is what's going to happen night 1, the afternoon, in the morning, evening, wherever you guys all may be, in the USA or in UK, wherever you guys are here. We will be having NXT Stand and Deliver. NXT, they're going to Hollywood. They're having their own pay-per-view. Night 1 of WrestleMania, the afternoon on Saturday. I think it's around like noon, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, my time. And then I'm thinking that's like 7 or 8 in the UK, probably noon on the East Coast, West Coast. I don't know. It's somewhere around there, guys. So we got NXT Stand and Deliver. I feel like we're going to see Braun Breaker versus Carmelo Hayes. That's a given. I feel like that's what we're going to see. And then I also feel like we will be seeing Roxanne Perez put up her women's title inside of, not even inside, I should say. I feel like it's going to be a multi-woman match, because I feel like for the first time in a while, I saw Chris mention Zoe Starks. We got Tiffany Stratton. Obviously, we would have Nikita Lyons. We got Cora Jade. We got JC Jane, Gigi Dolan. We have a bunch of women. So I've been thinking about this, and, I said it possibly for the North American Championship. But what if the women put the titles on the line in a ladder match? I know it might not be the best idea, and it might not be everybody's favorite idea, but it would be kind of different to see the women put themselves in a match with multiple women, with as many women as they have. Maybe she does just do a regular singles match with like Cora or Tiffany or whoever. But seeing the women in a ladder match at pretty much like the appetizer for WrestleMania Night 1, that could be a possibility. But I feel like that's just me fantasy booking. I feel like the more realistic option would be the North American Championship with Wesley, Tony D, Dijak if his finger's okay. I feel like we could see Axiom. We could see Tyler Bate in there. So we'll just have to see what happens, guys. But I did want to mention, in case you guys all did forget, NXT Stand and Deliver will be night 1 of WrestleMania that afternoon on Saturday before night 1 of WrestleMania. So after Thursday, guys, we're going to have a big week because Friday, we got Friday Night SmackDown. Right after SmackDown, it's the Hall of Fame. We go to bed. We wake up. We got Stand and Deliver. We got half an hour to an hour. We got WrestleMania Night 1. We wake up on Sunday. We got WrestleMania Night 2. And then that's not counting everything from Monday to Thursday. After next week, we still got Raw the Monday after. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening down for WrestleMania, guys. But we'll get there. We'll get through this, and your boy Tino will be here for you guys all weekend and all year and all just month long. So don't you worry. But let's get into some of the WrestleMania news, as there was a match that I mentioned a little bit ago, and I said it in the headlines. I said it in the post. And this is a match that we were supposed to see happen at the Royal Rumble. And I don't know if it was ever going to happen. I don't know what happened. But what if we see Finn Balor? What if the demon Finn Balor? Not even just Finn Balor. What if we see the demon Finn Balor himself take on Edge inside of a Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania, bring down the old classic cage, put Edge and Finn Balor, you keep Judgment Day out, you keep Beth Phoenix and Rey Mysterio out, or whoever's on Edge's side at the time, because obviously I feel like we're also getting Dominic, Con the Dom versus Rey Mysterio. But what if we see Edge versus Finn Balor at WrestleMania? I'm down. Book it, guys. Edge and the demon Finn Balor, Hell in the Cell. Let's do it. Like I said, it was supposed to happen at the Royal Rumble, but it did not. So I'm saying let's go and let's do it for WrestleMania, and let's do Hell in the Cell with these two, because it would be a banger. And we obviously have the elimination match, or with the tag team match, I should say. I'm so used to saying elimination chamber right now. We obviously have the tag team match between Beth Phoenix and Edge, between Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley at the Elimination Chamber. But that don't mean that we can't see some shenanigans happen and this lead to that. So this was the big match that I wanted to talk about a little bit, because I feel like this would be a really good match to see. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys want to see this? Do you guys not want to see this? Do you guys think it's too much? What do you guys think? WrestleMania, Edge and Demon Finn Balor, Hell in the Cell. Let's do it. Just no red light, please. Please, no red light. Then, now let's talk about it before I show you the full card and we get into all the questions. The last match I wanted to talk about, because I mentioned it earlier with this guy as we were talking about him for the Elimination Chamber. It's the match that we probably are going to be seeing, guys. I just don't know when it's going to start, because we got Austin Theory. We got the man himself, John Cena. And the last few weeks, we had Austin Theory coming out saying that we got Ruthless, we got the aggression. You can't. He made a reference about the "you can't see me" at one point. He made a reference of the champ is here. He said the best United States champion. And if you guys remember back in 2005, right before John Cena beat JBL for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 21, he was the U.S. champion. He held U.S. champion open challenge for a long time. He did a lot of things. So I just feel like this match is happening. It's going down. WrestleMania, set in stone, guys. Set this match in your book, because John Cena, Austin Theory, it's not going to happen for the United States champion. It's just going to be an awesome match between these two guys. Because also, I've been going back and watching a bunch of like the old Road to WrestleManias, like WrestleMania 21 and stuff like that. And some of the promos and some of the stuff that these two guys do, like not stuff that Cena was doing back then, the stuff that Theory's doing now, it's just so similar. And I know they've said it and everything like that. He's the next John Cena and everything like that. But I feel like a lot of people don't really think about what they have, like what has been going on, how similar they actually are. So Austin Theory, John Cena, I think it's a great match. It was supposed to happen at, I think, SummerSlam. Maybe it was even supposed to happen last year. But obviously, John Cena's doing his thing. We can't see him anymore. And, who knows if he's going to show up or when he's going to show up. But John Cena, Austin Theory, book that stuff for WrestleMania, guys. Let's do it because I'd love to see it. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, guys, keep dropping your questions. Leave your concerns. Let me know what you guys are all feeling, and I'll get into the chat after we go over the last thing that I have here for you guys is my whole and a little bit of my predicted WrestleMania card. I wanted to just show this with you guys because there's a few more matches on this, and let's get my thing out of the way so then we could see Mr. Sami Zayn. Let's go through these 6 matches. Like I said, we talked about the Edge versus Finn Balor, the Demon Finn Balor. Why don't we just add a little Hell in the Cell behind that and do that? We talked about Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. I think that would be a great match. It would be an awesome match. I think that these two would put on a show. We saw what Logan and Ricochet did at the Royal Rumble. I'm still trying to figure out how he did that, but he did. So, we talked about Austin Theory, John Cena like we did, but this is one match we didn't talk about. What if we get Gunther, the Intercontinental Champion, after putting on a show and breaking our man Rey Mysterio's Buika Buika record? Gunther lasts an hour and 11 minutes inside the Royal Rumble match, and I think that we've seen Sheamus, we've seen Drew McIntyre get involved with Gunther now. Drew McIntyre has a little bit. So what if we see a triple threat match? You put those 3 guys inside of a triple threat match at WrestleMania, guys. That is going to be an absolute show. It's going to be an absolute banger after banger after banger after banger of a type of a match. Those 3 guys will go out there and steal the show on any night it was on. So book that match for the IC title at WrestleMania and let Sheamus become the Triple Crown champion because the only champion he needs is the IC title. And then let our guy Gunther take a little bit of a break. But the other matches that we have the Usos and Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. And then we have Khan the Dom himself. He's hurt hard time, guys. You don't understand what he's been through. He's been in prison. He's been through commissary. He's been through this. He's been through that. He had to smoke out of a toilet. He had to do all these crazy things. And somebody tried to steal his Snickers, and it didn't turn out very good. But Khan the Dom, he's been doing stuff to his daddy, Rey Mysterio. He's been doing a bunch of bad stuff. So we need to put it out, and we need to make this match very official very soon, as I most likely, and we will most likely see we will be seeing Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio at WrestleMania. I almost said John Cena versus Rey Mysterio. So, guys, that is everything that I have here for you this week on the Road to WrestleMania episode number 2. And like I said, guys, we'll figure out what day next week. I want to keep these on Thursdays, but obviously because of next week with the Elimination Chamber and everything like that, we're going to have to figure it out. So just keep an eye out when the next episode, number 3, will come out. But Tino has been talking for 38 minutes. Let's not waste any more time. And let's get into the chat and let's see what everybody's doing here on this Thursday afternoon as we're hitting 4 o'clock here in Chi-Town. So we'll stay here for a little bit. If you guys got any questions, I saw Carlito had a question. So we'll get into all of that. But everybody, let's get to it. We got Gitcho in the house. Gitcho, how you doing? Chi-Town Bloodline, man. We the ones here in Chi-Town. Yes, sir. That poster does nothing for Bronson. Bro, that ass. He says, I'm down. What are you down for? You down to join me for a WrestleMania watch-along? Zoe Starks, yes. Congratulations, guys, to all of the people that were announced for the WWE game, there's just too many names. We could go through it. We've seen Braun Breaker. We've seen Roxanne Perez, Gigi Dolan, JC Jane. We've seen Zoe Starks. We saw a bunch of legends like Undertaker, Stone Cold, Lita, Booker T, etc. The list is coming out daily. It's a lot to keep track of, and it's a lot like they're doing it like a lot. So if you guys go look on the WWE 2K page, they have the whole roster out there for you guys. But I didn't think they'd be doing it. I thought they'd just be doing it like half and half. I didn't think they'd be doing it like 10 superstars at a time. Yes, Lita is back. We didn't know that Stone Cold was going to face Kevin Owens last year. We did not know. I'm not saying that it couldn't happen. I'd love to see Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestle, but I just don't think it's going to happen. And like I said with the Royal Rumble, why are we going to get our hopes up and why are we going to get excited if we're just going to get let down again? Because what's the point of that? We're just going to get let down if we don't see Stone Cold versus LA Knight. Why not just not think it's going to happen? And then if it does, it's like, hell yeah, booyah. Booyaka, booyaka. Carlito asked a question. Carlito, let me get to your question now, bro. If anybody else has any more questions, let me know what you guys are feeling, how you guys are feeling. Are you watching the NFL? I am watching the NFL honors. I am just not watching it here on the live stream. We will be going and I will be having some Tino relaxation time. And we will be going and watching it and having some good times and watching and laughing. So, but yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow. We will not be live, but I'll be watching. If you want to come and hang out, come and hit me up on Twitter or something. I'm definitely down for it. Do you think the bloodline? So I think the sports capital, I think the bloodline is going to be over. I think that after WrestleMania, if we see Cody beat Roman, okay, Cody beats Roman. Hypothetically, the Usos keep the titles. I feel like the Usos aren't as, like, they're just not as, like, serious, and they're not as like it's hard to explain because they're one of the best tag teams. So I feel like with Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, everything, they just feel like more dominant. And I feel like with Roman gone, I feel like the Usos, they can stand on their own. I'm not saying they can't. They're the Usos and we the ones and everything. But what I'm saying is Roman makes them so powerful and all of them together are so powerful that it's like having a crack in the system that it's like, I just don't know if it's going to happen. So I do think that the bloodline is going to break up. And I do think that we're going to see some type of something where we don't see Roman Reigns, the Usos, probably till SummerSlam. I really do. We got another question. Hassan says, is AEW Fight Forever coming? I don't know when the game's coming out. I really don't. I have no idea when the game's coming out. Ryan says, good times. What's up, Ryan? I appreciate it. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Chris says, I want Kelly Kelly too. I want Kelly Kelly and AJ Lee in the 2K game. I know people do make them in the creations and they make like all the other fake or not fake superstars, but all the legends and all the people that aren't in the game and everything like that. But yeah, I would love if we could just have something that we could just have all the legends and something that, it sucks that pretty much everybody that leaves that's not there for a long time, besides like a Lita, a Trish, maybe like like Stephanie, because obviously Stephanie did her thing and everything like that. So yeah, but I mean, I would love to see it. Chris likes Kelly Kelly. Tino, how are you? I agree with you, but who? Bert, wait, you agree with me with Birches? They grew who? All I got from that message, Jeff, was you're rooting for the Eagles, bro. Will the Slammies? So that was another thing I do want to mention in one of these episodes. I feel like we could possibly be seeing the WWE draft return. I was talking to my friend about this last night. I think that we could see the WWE draft return either the week after the Royal or the week after WrestleMania or a few weeks after, because I don't think it's going to be on the Raw after WrestleMania, but I think that we could possibly see something where they go and they, yeah. So I'm hoping, but I don't know exactly what day, but I would assume probably the week after WrestleMania. That's what I would do. That's me. So, yeah. Lita versus Bayley. Let's do it. Lita versus Bayley. Book it. The Legends comeback. Yes, the Legends comeback series. Let's do it. That's if that's a pack that they want to do, I'm down for it. We got Bayley and Lita. Yup, Bayley and Lita. Zoe Starks got her in the game. Yes. WWE 2K23 comes out in 34 days. We count down, everybody. I'm excited. You're right. 50. I was right. Holy shit. I took a wild guess on that. True. We got 51 days till WrestleMania, guys. Holy shit. Your boy Tino got that right. Cora Jade, Roxanne. I mean, honestly, that would make the most sense. But the ladder match was just me trying to, yeah. We never see. I know. That's why you bring them out at WrestleMania. Imagine that entrance at WrestleMania. The Demon Finn Balor coming out with the red lights, him crawling like he does. The thing that it would just be so great. All of it would be fantastic. That spot, do it. Bring him up. WrestleMania. That's when the demons should arrive. Big up, Tino. Mount, bro. What's up? What's up, bro? Thanks for coming and hanging out. Muncie in the house. Hi, Hassan. Hassan, appreciate it. Did you hear who Bert? Oh, Bert. Okay, this is what you were talking about. Okay. I did hear about this. Okay. Yeah, I did. Okay. My early prediction for the Super Bowl, I'm taking the Chiefs. I don't know why, but everybody is taking the Eagles, and I feel like the Eagles, yes, the Eagles are going to be very good. I feel like the Eagles are going to have a very good game. But I just feel like Patrick Mahomes been there. The spotlight is really big. I don't know. But I feel like this is one of those Super Bowls that could go either way. And I love every part of it. I love every part that we are just going to see every which one of these guys go at it and beat. It's just going to be great. It's going to be a fun Super Bowl. Don't you guys forget. We'll be live here Sunday. Super Bowl. Tino's time. We got commercial bingo. We got Rihanna at halftime and so much more. So make sure you guys come and hang out. The plan is Gunther versus Drew versus Sheamus at WrestleMania. I hope so. I'd be down for it. I'm down for it. All right, so those are okay. Lita, Bayley. I would love to see. Okay, you guys. Okay. Here we go. We back. We caught up on the chat now. I would love to see Rock Hogan. Okay, Jeff. This can't happen, first of all, because The Rock isn't ready, obviously. Hogan can't walk. And the Sting is on AEW, bro. I mean, that's a great fantasy booking idea. And I'd go play that in WWE 2K right now if I were you. That'd be a banger of a match. But I don't see it ever happening in real life. Yes, Hassan, Lita and Bayley, WrestleMania 33. Hassan's taking the Chiefs. We got Chris, the prediction over here. Chris, did you look at the script? Chris, did you look at the script, bro? We got the Eagles 37. We got the Kansas City Chiefs 34, though. So we'll have to see. Jeff's got some WrestleMania matches predicted. Okay, let's see what you got. He's got Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, Paul Heyman by Roman's side. We got Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And then we have Bianca Belair versus Jeff. Who are you taking to win the women's elimination chamber? Who's winning the women's Who is winning the women's elimination chamber to face Bianca Belair? Who is winning? And guys, that is the last comment that we have here. If anybody else has any questions, concerns, your boy Tino's going to take a sip of water. So let me know what you guys are thinking. How you guys feeling? Do you guys enjoy this episode? Are you guys enjoying this series? I know it's only the second episode, But you guys got to let me know. Do you like me coming on here ranting about how I feel about all the news and notes and drama and all the nonsense going on in the world? There's a lot to talk about. So, guys, if you guys do have any more questions, let me know. But while we do that and while we wait for more questions, I'm going to let you guys know what's coming up here the rest of the week here on Tino's Time before we go. And Chris, this is what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be Asuka versus Bianca Belair. And I think Asuka is going to win the championship and become and turn into Kana officially. And we're going to be having to call her Kana instead of Asuka. So that's what I think is going to happen with that. But let's go over the schedule here real quick, guys, before we go. And you guys know, tomorrow night, it's Friday night. So come and hang out here with your boy Tino as we watch the finals of the SmackDown Tag Team Championship Tournament. It's the Usos taking on Braun Strowman and his partner Ricochet. We got Sonya Deville still stalking Charlotte. Scarlett and Karrion Kross. What's next for Rey Mysterio? Santos Escobar, Madcap Moss battling inside of a fatal four-way match. Roman Reigns ain't happy with Sami Zayn. Kayla Braxton, and so much more. And also, maybe The Rock will show up. Probably not after everything I said in this episode, but we'll keep The Rock there. So, guys, tomorrow night, we'll be live here for Friday Night SmackDown. And then Saturday, we will not be here. We'll be getting ready for the big game because, as you guys know, Sunday, we'll be live here for the big game. It's the Eagles. It's the Chiefs. We got Rihanna at halftime. Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown taking on Patty Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Jerick McKinnon, the returning Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I kind of forgot he was on the team this year. We got Juju Smith-Schuster and all the Kansas City Chiefs. Hopefully they walk in healthier than they were because their wide receiver core about a week ago didn't look so hot. Make sure to keep an eye out to see who I have winning the game on Sunday afternoon before we go live for the game. But we will be here live Sunday when the game starts to watch the Super Bowl. We got commercial bingo. We got the halftime show. It's going to be a good time, guys. So make sure you guys come and hang out here on Tino's Time. And then next week, obviously, it's the Elimination Chamber week. We'll be live here for Raw, SmackDown, NXT. We got the Elimination Chamber preview show, the Elimination Chamber live watch along. We also, guys, don't you guys forget, we have the next retro pay-per-view watch along, and you guys voted. It is going to be the 2006 New Year's Revolution. So make sure you guys come and hang out as we watch Edge and Ric Flair take on each other. We see a match, that Elimination Chamber match that I kind of forgot what has happened exactly, but it's going to be a good one. We got Shelton Benjamin and his mama. We got Ric Flair. Inside the chamber, we got Carlito and Chris Masters. We got Kurt Angle and Kane. And we got Big Show. We got Lita and Edge. It's going to be a good one, guys. Viscera's competing. So make sure you guys come and hang out next Thursday as we go live for the next retro pay-per-view watch along. And then starting next Sunday, guys, don't you guys forget, I've been trying to remind everybody, but next week, we'll be starting the WrestleMania Throwback Series on the Retro Series, and we'll be doing it next Sunday, and we'll be joined by SCW Steve, SCW Wrestling, as we go back and we start it, as we're going back 23 years, and we're going back and watching WrestleMania 2000. So come and hang out as we begin the WrestleMania Throwback here on the Retro Series. We'll be going back and watching every WrestleMania from WrestleMania 20 to WrestleMania 33. We got a McMahon in every corner. We got Terry. We got the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian. We got Paul Bearer. We got Trish Stratus. We got Kurt Angle with hair. China, Rikishi. The Godfather, Scotty 2 Hottie, Y2J, Road Dogg and X-Pac, and so much more. So make sure you come and hang out with me, SCW Steve, and possibly another special guest next Sunday where we start the WrestleMania Retro Series. On the Retro Series, that is. So let's see what everybody is saying. I bet Tino still thinks I'm not saying that Liv Morgan can't have a match. I'm not saying that she can't have a match. Maybe they add Liv Morgan and Tegan to the women's match. I don't know. But as of right now, I don't know what's gonna happen. He says, Chris, book it. Yup, I'm happy. It's Edge and Beth versus Judgment Day for the Elimination Chamber. Yes, Edge and Beth, the Elimination Chamber. It's going to be a good one. I cannot wait to see it. But, guys, that is all that I have here for you tonight. That is all that I have info on for the day. I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode, the Road to WrestleMania, episode number 2. We talked about a lot of good info here today. We got a lot done. So I appreciate everybody checking it out. I hope everybody will go back and rewatch it. If you're just joining us, give that a like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you guys have not yet, make sure to go and join the nation. That is Tino's Nation. We're on the road to 800. We're about 80, 70 something away. So I appreciate you guys. We're at about 722 last time I saw. So thank you guys joining the nation. That is Tino's Nation. If you guys had just joined us, go back and start the episode from the beginning. Like I said, we have a lot of good info. But until next time, and until tomorrow, when we come back here and we watch it Friday Night SmackDown and we continue the road to WrestleMania, guys, I hope you guys all have a great one. Have a great Thursday night. And this is your boy Tino signing out. But before we go, I need my boy Mickey to go and tell everybody and show everybody where they can go follow your boy Tino and help us get to 800. I'll see all you guys tomorrow for Friday Night SmackDown.
Go follow us on SoundCloud, Spotify, at Tino's Time. Also, Tino's Time Wrestling on Instagram and Facebook. Tino's Time 1996 on Twitter. But then you got the TikTok and Instagram. So you gotta hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe on the road to 800. And finally, turn those notifications on.